Hey everyone, my name is Callum. In this episode I throw away the vision of a generic tiger habitat. Let's make it exciting for once. Recreating Ranthambore's iconic dry forest is no easy feat. From towering trees to intricate undergrowth, each step is a monumental challenge to build a truly immersive and authentic home to Ranthambore's most magnificent animal, the Bengal tiger. From a rustic forest lodge to a tiger backstage maze of mesh and metal, this episode is absolutely jam-packed full of details and for possibly one of the most exciting Bengal tiger builds. We first saw the new Untamed India area explore the rather unheard of Western Ghats, the tropical rainforest mountains in southern India. This episode we move on to a new area, the tropical dry forest. More specifically, we head to Rajasthan, the northwestern Indian state, famous for its historic palaces, rich culture, and of course, its wide abundance of dry forest wildlife. From the majestic Bengal tiger, the stunning chital deer, and the elusive striped hyena. It's all about the Bengal tiger this episode, given how complex and expansive tiger sanctuary can be, prioritising detail and an authentic representation of the Indian dry forest over the speed of multiple animal habitats. It's not just any tropical dry forest the Coldwater Falls wants to bring to the zoo, it's the iconic National Park of Ranthambore. A diverse landscape with lush green forests mixed with rolling golden grasslands. This is not an easy task. Both dry deciduous forests and Indian grasslands are extremely difficult to recreate and plan a zoo. There are barely any exact matches of South Asian flora to recreate it exactly. It takes a unique approach to taking scenery far from its tended use, such as taking the water tupelo tree from North America and adapting it to work in a dry grassland with a supporting layered undergrowth with a range of green and dry grasses. The rugged terrain of Ranthambore, diverse plant life, and a fine balance of recreating a realistic Indian grassland forest and providing an immersive zoo exhibit where each sighting of an animal is an experience itself. Ranthambore National Park is a major source of inspiration. In fact, the entire tropical dry forest section of Untamed India is taking the challenge to make the best recreation of Ranthambore with all its unique wildlife. Ranthambore is one of those wildlife havens, boasting a rich, varied landscape consisting of dry, deciduous forest, open grasslands, and lakes which create multiple habitats for a wide range of animals. This rich abundance of wildlife has been known for centuries. During the imperial era of India, the forests of Ranthambore were hunting grounds for royal members of the Jaipur kingdom. Despite being a hunting ground, the human population around the forest was so low, there was hardly any impact during this time. However, urban development during the 20th century took toll on India's forests. Severe exploitation of forest areas in India led to the forest of Ranthambore and declared as a sanctuary in 1955, which completely prohibited all commercial activities. Despite this, wild Bengal tiger numbers continued to decline throughout the country, which led to the establishment of the government-backed tiger conservation program called Project Tiger. Ranthambore was chosen as one of the first tiger reserves in 1973, which was to protect critical habitat for tigers. The Ranthambore forest was also upgraded to a national park, protecting several sanctuaries and the tiger reserve a decade later. Due to these conservation efforts, tiger numbers have soared from 14 tigers to an estimated 88 tigers in the latest 2022 census. A great success for this majestic icon of India's forests. With the success of the Ranthambore tigers, the habitat complex surely has to be fit for the royal lord of Ranthambore. The habitat plan for the Bengal tiger complex at the Coldwater Falls Zoo is to consist of two separate habitats for two populations of Bengal tigers. an immersive viewing building for guests in between these habitats, and of course a detailed backstage for the tigers that is fully accessible without the need for mods. In progress right now is the guest viewing building inspired by historic forest rest house at the Ranthambore Wildlife Sanctuary. The exterior is pretty much a recreation of this forest rest house using a blend of corrugated metal roofing, stained wood and tan coloured brick walls. This house specifically was built in the Wildlife Sanctuary in 1923 and serves as an accommodation deep in the forest for prime wildlife watching. Such inspiration is perfect for a viewing building for tigers, with custom built windows, a unique detailed exterior using a design hardly seen in other Indian builds. Before we get into the tiger habitat, something mostly new to my builds is a realistic animal backstage for the animals. Before, I'm sure we all saw my extremely low effort backstage buildings with a completely empty interior and just throw in a habitat gate inside. Thanks to a few comments over the past few builds, I finally got the motivation to show off what a realistic backstage looks like in my zoos. While I have little idea of specific real zoo layouts for large predators, I can look at real world references from several zoos to help me figure out the puzzles of the backstage. Zoolex, a website showcasing many real world animal habitats, has some fantastic sources of backstage interiors showing what kind of rooms and keeper access are featured in different animal backstage shelters. For this build, predator holding prioritizing keeper safety is the goal of this backstage. Interconnected metal and mesh cage pens with access equipment outside the pens is the basis of the indoor tiger holding. A maze of Australia metal beams and mesh panels for several interconnected tiger pens allows for a spacious indoor shelter for the tigers. The habitat gate is also extremely helpful for estimating the correct height to allow keepers to access the habitat without any problem. Each individual pen is roughly about 4 meters long. That is a rough estimation of how long real big cat shelter pens are. However, the width of the shelter here is exaggerated to accommodate the large hitbox of the tigers. I am not using the Planet Zoo Plus mod to decrease the hitbox size to make the most realistic tiger backstage, as I always want to show off what an unmodded realistic backstage shelter can look like. Sure, I am using the Bengal Tiger Remaster mod in this build, however that just improves the look of the tiger. It doesn't actually touch the hitbox size, so it functions the same way as the base game tiger. The most difficult part of the indoor shelter is building the shelter pen gates that can transform the single shelter into about 5 or 6 separate interconnected pens. As we can see, the hitbox of the tiger really doesn't like a realistic height of metal beams, despite passing well over the height of the tiger. I eventually settled on the thin metal beam as the thick beam really didn't want to cooperate. The tiger shelter gates for each pen then are made up of thin metal beams, more mesh paneling, and the New World editable sign for a moving door. The rectangle shape and shiny metal texture is perfect for these backstage doors. Just remember to turn the light off these signs to black unless you want these doors to glow in the dark. With the tiger side of the shelter complete, it's time to move on to the keeper side. As tigers are pretty dangerous, we don't want to have simple doors on these pens. Predator holding gates, like for tigers, consist of several mechanisms to keep the keepers and other staff safe. A secure metal door with a hatch, a robust lock, and a sturdy build of metal beams keeps each pen safe to access. While opening of the outdoor access doors are done via a fixed pulley system. A metal lever on each pen wall is connected to a cable that assists the opening of the outdoor access. This keeps the keeper safe from the tigers without needing to get within a danger zone to allow the tigers outside. Having 2 tiger habitats means duplicating this entire tiger shelter onto the other side of the building. This is pretty easy, with only some minor work needed to match the other habitat gate. With the tiger shelters on one side, the keeper area also needs to be built on the other side. This is functional with the keeper and staff rooms encased in a plaster wall, and then with the help of many helpful workshop blueprints, I can start building up all the details needed for the interior. This includes wall-mounted tools and equipment made with chipboard and conservation hinges, mounting all sorts of helpful equipment. A large food freezer with frozen meat, a wash station, floor mats, cleaning equipment, wall-mounted notes, and shelves all build up to a very realistic look to a backstage interior. However, of course, piece count can rise dramatically, adding lots of blueprints if not paying attention. Some items like written notes made out of custom font can be 500 pieces for basically one piece of paper on a wall, while an entire shelves, which add far more to the overall build, can just be like 30 pieces. As the backstage interior looking really good so far, all that's left is to add a roof to complete the building. I'm going with a sloped corrugated metal roof to add in an interesting shape, but also include some large skylights. I don't want all those details to go virtually unnoticed for such a major animal of the zoo, so 6 large skylights on both sides of the sloped roof allow plenty of natural light and views into the detailed backstage interior. The skylights are made of sloped modern glass roofs and a series of thick and thin metal beams to make the glass blend realistically into the corrugated metal roof. The metal beams are placed around the edges, and glass panel edges are the same colour of the corrugated metal to appear as the same metal extending across the glass. Inside, the corrugated metal roof is supported by a series of metal girder beams connecting to the tiger shelter frames below. The roof is also covered by the Australia corrugated metal walls to hide the inappropriately black coloured girder beams on the exterior roof. With both buildings for the tiger complex complete, the tiger habitats can finally begin. First, let's learn all about the Bengal tiger while I build the barriers. With their striking stripes and secretive nature, tigers are one of the most iconic animals of the animal kingdom. The tiger, which consists of 6 subspecies, ranges all across Asia in a huge variety of habitats. From the cold forests of Siberia to the tropical rainforests of Southeast Asia, tigers are rarely seen in the wild and face extinction throughout their range. The second largest subspecies, native to the forests of the Indian subcontinent, is known as the Bengal tiger. This is the most common tiger, a number almost about half of all wild tigers. In fact, unlike other tiger subspecies, the Bengal tiger population is actually increasing. Around 3,500 Bengal tigers can be found today, about twice as many tigers compared to in 2003. Despite their fearsome reputation, most tigers avoid humans as they prefer to live alone and aggressively scent mark their territories. They are powerful nocturnal hunters that travel many miles to find buffalo, deer, wild boar, and other animals. Tigers use their distinctive striped coats as camouflage, where the stripes act as a disruptive camouflage to effectively camouflage themselves in their natural habitat. The striped pattern breaks up the tiger's outline, making it harder for prey to distinguish the animal's shape, especially in dappled sunlight or shadows of forests. It's important to note while humans see tigers as bright orange and black, the tiger's prey are colourblind to red, which is called dichromatic vision. They see tigers as green and brown, making tigers extremely effective hunters of the forest. While the increasing population of the Bengal tiger is a hopeful sign, it isn't all good news regarding protecting India's tiger. Hunting and human population growth are the main threats to Bengal tigers. As the Indian population grows, more space is needed for humans, which reduces the amount of wild habitat for tigers. Forests, even in protected lands like Ranthambore, rely on park staff to safeguard these for future protection, which many national parks aren't always managed properly. Deforestation and forest land use is one problem, another problem is hunting. Hunting is split into 2 branches. The most obvious is the tiger hunting for sport, and during any conflicts where tigers may be declared a pest as to domestic livestock. Demand for tiger products is also a huge issue for tigers. Traditional Chinese medicine fuels a demand for tiger parts. They are believed to help cure skin problems, alcoholism, and a wide range of other medical issues, but there's no medical evidence proving that it even works. As such, every tiger part, from whiskers to the tail, are found in illegal black markets, despite ongoing conservation efforts to shut these down. Even the likes of the Ranthambore National Park also carries its risk for its thriving tiger population. The major concern here is not deforestation or poaching, it's genetic. Ranthambore's northwestern forests are actually isolated from the central Indian population. Habitat fragmentation is to blame here. Conservation programs are calling for several genetic rescues, such as restoring wildlife corridors to allow tigers to link up to the larger central population, or to actually transport other tigers from more diverse populations to reduce the risk of inbreeding. This is a challenge for decades to come. However, the Ranthambore tigers can weather this storm, or drastic action is needed to save them. The first of the two tiger habitats is representing the Bengal tiger's favourite habitat, the lush forest. It isn't easy recreating a dry forest devoid of any dense Asian plants like bamboo. In Ranthambore, trees like thok, banyan and neem make up a large percentage of the dry deciduous forest, which many of us know not a single one can be found in the game. That's just absolutely fantastic, isn't it? To remedy that, I placed trees that sort of look similar to these native Indian trees, not too difficult. These trees include the water tapelo, the empingo, Aleppo pine, olive tree and the marula tree, overall creating a highly diverse forest that features a wide range of dry forest looking species. While the likes of bamboo is found in the Ranthambore forests, it is not a dominant site worthy of adding to a dry forest tiger habitat. Anyway, everyone loves to add lush strands of bamboo to Asian tiger habitats. Where is the creativity in that? Adding a variety of dry forest trees is one challenge. The next is creating a believable dry forest ground cover that feels lush yet belongs in semi-arid dry forest. This is where layering multiple grass species is extremely important. However, as we should know, this means lots of grass, so much grass. Buffalo grass, as usual, is the star of ground cover, but is the foundation for a dry forest. The buffalo grass is placed in many locations around the habitat. Drin grass is also very useful for building up a lush grass landscape. It's actually the most visually appealing grass, especially for a dry forest. After the grass, bushes like blackthorn bushes, Nitria retusa bush and the creosote bush improve thicker foliage around the habitat. It helps break up sightlines to allow those tigers to hide in a lush forest. Smaller foliage also helps improve the overall look of the forest. Nettles and tetrastigma vines bring life to the ground cover. With these grass clusters completed, the only thing left to do is to address the open, bland terrain between them. As for a forest environment, it doesn't look quite right. Scattering piles of tropical leaf litter is possibly one of the best ways to fill empty gaps here, as it enhances realism for all the tropical trees above. Another way to fill gaps is to grab some of the tropical rocks, especially any of the cladding rocks, and hide them partially in the terrain to help break up all the dirt textures. Rocks should also be placed near the watering hole, as the rocky deposits near water are often a common sight. This is done by using the full rock piles and recolouring the rock piles to the tropical rock colour. With the tiger dry forest habitat complete, let's head over to the second habitat, which far more resembles the Ranthambore National Park environment, using some of the iconic sites in the park in a semi-arid grassland. Ranthambore is named after the impressive hill fort within the tiger reserve, which has witnessed centuries of rich history. The Ranthambore Fort, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is believed to have been built in the 10th century by the Chauhan dynasty, making it over 1,000 years old. The fort was an essential military stronghold for the region's rulers, guarding trade routes and access to water in the arid landscape. Ranthambore is a battlefield. The fort has witnessed several battles over its lifetime. These included battles between the Delhi Sultanate and the Chauhan dynasty. The Chauhan dynasty allowed in Khalij's conquest and various other dynasties such as the Hada and Mughal Empire. The fort's architecture, seen by massive stone walls, towers and gates, reflects its military importance and is an excellent example of historic Rajput military architecture. Around the fort is more important to this habitat, however, using the same ruined architecture from smaller structures such as chhatris or dome-shaped elevated pavilions, and mosques with their onion-domed towers with large gateways. These offer classic examples of Ranthambore's Indo-Islamic architecture. Most specifically, the most famous monument in Ranthambore is the Choti Chhatri, or small dome, a Rajput-style dome on top of a carved sandstone pillars on a raised square platform. There are quite a few famous photographs of tigers resting on this monument. In Planet Zoo, the Indian temple with its flexicolour options and a few custom tweaks can turn into a representation of this famous Indian monument, providing a fantastic backdrop for a tiger habitat. While Ranthambore is well known for its expansive dry forest, the semi-arid grassland areas are some of the best places to spot tigers. Unlike many of India's tigers or other Asian subspecies, Ranthambore's tigers have adapted to the semi-arid environment by utilising the grassland to their maximum potential. Roaming ungulates such as deer, nilgai and antelope graze on the grasslands, while tigers use the lush grasses to help blend in and stalk their prey. As such, the grasslands can make it easier to spot tigers and other wildlife during safari trips. This habitat has taken the approach of recreating one of those grassland landscapes and incorporating two historical monuments to showcase the rich history of the Ranthambore National Park. With the dome pavilion on the right side of this habitat, the left side features a major historical building. One of the larger ruins in Ranthambore would be one of the mosques, with an intriguing rooftop design made with several of the North African roof domes and another one of the domed temples. I can't use any of the India set pieces here, as the ruined look needs this dull grey-brown colour to look as authentic as possible. The design of this mosque is to allow the tigers to climb up to the roof and explore the ruins. Quite an exciting way to include a larger ruin without removing a lot of space for the tigers. This also gives the tigers some climbing through the use of wooden planks and a raised platform for resting. All things that cats love to do. To access the rooftop of the mosque, the tigers will not be using like an 8-metre long plank, but instead a smaller ruin block will be used as a platform to support 2 planks. One length of planks will connect from a raised rocky outcrop to this ruined block, while the remaining planks will connect from this block to the roof of the mosque. The planks used here are the East Asia water wheel planks, which have a lovely texture and come in handy 2 and 4 metre lengths. 2 of the planks close together easily support the tiger climbing up. The only problem will be the hitbox of the building walls, which the plank will have to clear. The remaining build of the mosque utilises more of the North African theme, the archway walls, and combining them with already established mason walls. The rest of the build pretty much adds some ruined blocks around the mosque and begins the steady work of building up an immersive grassland all around the terrain. As it pretty much follows the same process as the forest foliage, enjoy the music until the tour at the end of the video. Let's tour this new area at last. We start beside the Great Hornbill Aviary in the Western Ghats area before seeing the brightly coloured entrance for the dry forest. Keeping to the left side of Untamed India, here we can find the tiger complex with its 2 habitats. Let's check out the first viewing area for the tigers. These decent sized windows offer some great views into the Indian dry forest with an abundance of trees not often found in tiger belts. As expected, tigers can be difficult to spot in the dense foliage, with all these bushes and grasses blending in these iconic big cats. Inside this habitat we can find 2 tigers, a male and a female. Here's a tiger to the left. The reliable enrichment is always a good way to spot even the most elusive animals. Entering the dry forest now, named the Rajasthan Tiger Reserve, this is heavily inspired by one of the entrances to the Ranthambore National Park with its iconic red gate. First we get an introduction to the tropical dry forest with some signage here, telling us about the abundance of wildlife despite the seasonal drought climate. The path follows along to the left, showing off more of the dry forest habitat, giving us more chances to see the Bengal tigers roam the dense forest. The lighting on this site isn't the best with the glare on the glass, but I think the tigers are behind this bush here. Thankfully the barriers are square mesh, so visibility is still decent if we move along to see them. Also located at this viewpoint is the General Animal Education sign, telling us some fun facts about the Bengal tiger and where we can find them in the wild. As expected, the Bengal tiger is spread across the Indian subcontinent, and many of the tiger adaptations are for hunting prey, like its striped camouflage and powerful muscles. Over across the plaza is blocked out, as we will see next episode. I pretty much added some aviaries for layout help. Now let's enter the tiger viewing building, the historic themed forest rest house. This viewing building offers clear views into both tiger habitats, dry forest on the left and grassland on the right. Below the viewing windows is an abundance of educational signage. There are 10 screens in total, all teaching us about the tiger. Tigers and history for the symbol of the tiger in Asian cultures, such as in China and India, especially linking them to mythology. Tigers and medicine, the rather depressing side of the Asian appreciation of the tiger, where tiger parts are used to supposedly cure ailments of all sorts. The cats of the world, a chart of all the cat species in the world, from the impressive tigers and lions to a wide range of small cats like the lynx, domestic cat and ocelot. 2 fun facts about tigers here, with their retractable claws that help grab prey and the impressive size of tiger canine teeth. Disappearing Home addresses the issue of deforestation and habitat loss of the tiger, providing examples of why the tiger is endangered today. On the other side, the signage continues. All cats are predators, from the fearsome tiger to your adorable domestic cat. Cats are carnivores, pretty much any prey they can catch is a tasty meal. Predators also help keep prey populations from becoming overpopulated. A disappearing treasure mentions in detail about the threat of tiger loss throughout Asia. 3 tiger subspecies have gone extinct. Tigers are absolutely not a subspecies. These tigers have been taken advantage of for profit and nothing more. So let's take a look at the second tiger habitat. This lush grassland is home to historic ruins and 3 female tigers. So let's take a look at the second tiger habitat. This lush grassland is home to historic ruins and 3 female tigers. The historic mosque structure dominates this tiger habitat, which is fully accessible for the tigers. We can finally exit the viewing building now and explore the rest of the tiger complex. Let's try spot the tigers roaming the grassland habitat. If lucky, tigers stroll right along this viewpoint thanks to a few clever placed enrichment scents. However, if unlucky, good luck spotting the tigers. The dense grasses surprisingly hide the orange tigers really well. The last viewpoint of the tiger habitat takes us to a watering hole or a partially dried up riverbed in a covered shelter for guests. Despite it being of the watering hole viewpoint, most often this isn't the best place to see the tigers. They will appear every so often, but thankfully the tigers don't seem obsessed with the water. While we can appreciate this lush grassland environment for tigers, that's not all this tour. Let's head backstage to see the indoor tiger house. The plaster wall and corrugated metal roof building looks basic outside, but step inside and it's absolutely packed full of details. There are 2 tiger shelters, one for each habitat, and of course a working habitat gate and accessible space for the tigers to access the bedding, although it's not like they actually use it. A bunch of realistic features can be found inside, like safety mechanisms on all the shelter pen doors, interconnecting pens or sliding doors, pulley door systems, and probably a bunch more. The outdoor access is pretty large to fit the Bengal tiger's hitbox. Realistic tiger doors are much smaller that fit the shape of a tiger, not something like a rhino. On the keeper side there are working staff rooms and keeper huts along with wall-mounted tools, a wash station, a food freezer, shelves with cleaning supplies and scarred crates all about to create an immersive atmosphere in a working tiger house to keep these amazing animals well fed, well rested and their shelter shiny clean. That's one impressive tiger experience for Untamed India for the Coldwater Falls Zoo. Remember to like, comment, subscribe to the channel and join my Discord server to see sneak peeks for the next episode. Thanks for watching everyone and see you next time.